Alright, so this is gonna be the second episode of the Raccoon podcast, as it is. We've been going through a lot to be able to fix the green screen that didn't work with Ruuppa's green body because it's a green goblin.
Hello.
Welcome in, Ruuppa. You're one of my challenge friends when it comes to doing challenges in Fear and Hunger and in your game that we can.
I am a very challenging friend.
Yes, you go.
Usually it's you who challenge me to do things, though.
Yeah, but sometimes we get into challenges because of you or because of Percy. Speaking of Percy, hopefully you can join us at some point in this podcast.
Especially after we get the new patch, because then it's gonna get real.
Yes. I've been informed. I do not believe this, and I won't ever believe it. But I believe we're not getting new characters.
You are. Are you? Do you want the spoilers? I know.
I don't want the spoilers.
Then I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, but no. What I'm saying though is, I believe in my heart that we're gonna be getting Tanaka. Okay, and I'm still in my dreams, even though we're not gonna get it probably. I'm still gonna imagine myself doing a challenge and actually succeeding, and I come in the first place.
Of course. Well, we do know that new characters are planned at some point. Maybe this patch or the next patch. Who knows?
Okay. Good. I have no idea of the updates of Fear and Hunger. I like going blind. A lot of people have tried to spoiler me, and being part of the podcast for the New Guys podcast, it's hard because they speak of
I can imagine that, considering that you will probably have to go through all the content at some point.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard. It's very hard. It's very freaking hard. But we got questions every now and then. And questions is what we had from the previous episode, which I'm going to be going through. But we haven't really gotten a lot of questions for us to just carry this whole episode. So we came up with some questions for you guys to watch and read. But remember that if you want questions from yourselves, to leave them in the comments below. And I will respond them with the new guest that's going to be showing up, or maybe it's going to be Ruuppa again. Who knows? We will see depending on how it is. Now, I have one question that actually let me go ahead now. I'm even streaming.
He's looking up the list now. Yeah. Give me a moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip this part. I'm gonna go through. We're not recording this part exactly. Just saying.
Of course.
I'm gonna go to the podcast comments. I want to see the comments that we have. To be able to prioritize the comments of the people first.
Of course.
Okay. So first question that we have from the previous video. Emperor. Emperor
real.
I can't speak. This question comes from Emperor Adrian. Emperor. Oh my god, how do I read this?
Is it Hadrian? It's
Hadrian, I think it is.
Yeah, Hadrian.
Okay. This question comes from Emperor Hadrian 6011. I've noted that the times I've suggested either Termina or the OG game to people, they tend to give up quite quickly. How do I prevent that without spoiling things for them or trivializing the game for them with advanced knowledge? So that is a difficult question, I think. Would you like to take on it, Ruuppa, or do I take on it first?
I can have a take on that. I've actually had this exact same problem with a couple of my friends. I've tried to get several of my friends into the game system, first with Fear Hunger 1 and then with Termina. With one of my friends, they started Fear Hunger 1. I bought it to them as a gift. They played it, instantly got killed by the dogs, and gave up because they thought that was the game. That it's gonna be all the way like that you just move 10 feet and you instantly die. So it's very difficult to get people into a game if you kill them instantly. In Fear Hunger 1, I believe the threshold of entry is much higher because it's a much harder game. It doesn't handhold you at all. You basically have no save points. The game doesn't really tell you a lot of things. So the first thing that I would say is don't try to avoid recommending Fear Hunger 1 as the first game. Try to start with Termina, because it is a much more approachable game. And with that, it really depends on the person if they like that kind of challenging games. But if they are completely new, they don't know anything about it, tell them to just start with easy mode, because easy mode is not easy. We know that to anyone who's played the game a lot, easy mode is easy, but it is still a very hard experience for a complete new player. So starting with easy mode, and if you're talking about more nitty-gritty, then tell them to start with Marco, because Marco gets a quick party member, which is very strong. At the very start of the game, they can get a Bella, and Marco, even solo, is extremely strong character. So that is a simple advice there, but I think Raccoon might have some more cohesive answer for this.
So to me, this question is very difficult because of the fact that I feel like I'm not the one that is the best when it comes to recommending a game, since I played the first game and I dropped it for like 2 years, and then I saw the second game, so that it was a completely different view from the original. That it felt like I felt so mythical, so mystical. I loved it. I love how different it was. I love how it made me question a lot on the trailer alone and just the audio use. I think slowly revealing what the game is, it's mostly where it hits for people. Slowly revealing the lore, slowly revealing the gameplay mechanics, slowly revealing the music, stuff like that. It's what makes you have that spark in you to want to just play it. I don't know if it is about the difficulty for me that people drop the game, because a lot of people I have recommended to, they don't struggle in the game. They're not like, this game is too hard, because there's a few friends of mine that just play it and they just drop it because they don't see the interest in it and they don't feel scared or anything.
I can actually relate to that, because it's not always like it's difficult, but there is a certain stress level in the Fear Hunger games, because you're constantly aware that a mistake can either cripple your character or it can kill your character. Your last save was 2 hours ago, and that can be really stressful. So if the player doesn't like anything like that, then it's very difficult for them to continue.
Yeah, one of the things that my friends said when they were playing, by the way, after having dropped the game like 3 times, was, when you go to sleep, you can save. That cannot be real. He said, this has to be a temporary save.
Yes.
I was like, So maybe there's a lot more philosophical thinking when it comes to what a game is like to people when they get into it, because the feeling of me just going in the game in Termina without knowing anything, it was, like I said, mystical. It felt amazing. It felt like
it's a great like sense of sorry for talking over. It's a sense of discovery, right? Like, I can do this. That's amazing.
Yeah, the less you know, the better, I think it is. But then there's, of course, the feeling of, what if I don't know this and I'm losing on being efficient at this? That some people have, I guess.
Is that efficiency thing, I think, comes really apparent when you realize that I can save by sleeping, but sleeping also advances the time, which means that I can lose out on things that happen during that time if I don't explore everything. For me, because I'm a real completionist, sometimes that feels like I cannot sleep, I cannot save, I must continue until I've seen everything for this day. And that is a trap.
Yep. It is. It is like that. It's a hard thing because you need to sleep to be able to continue the game. And like, again, my friend said, it really sucks, he says, that I had to sleep and the game didn't tell me that, to be able to open the path that I had to go, because he was getting backseated by people telling them to sleep. And no, you didn't have to sleep because you saved Abela. So there's a lot more thing behind it, but the game will not tell you, and the backseating might also ruin it. So it's a hard thing.
Yes, it's very difficult. One advice that I would give to any would-be players is sleep. Don't worry about missing things. The game is structured in a way that it's made for replays. So items are randomized, you'll get different events with different characters, and every single play session, every single play time is going to be different. And that is something that a new player should embrace.
Yeah, definitely. One of the most important things to do is just be able to just accept that you will not see anything. And maybe you will once you get better at the game. It's not easy.
But don't worry about completing everything on your first, second, third, or 10th time. There's a lot of content in the game.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna go back into the comment and say that again, trivializing the game or trivializing, I don't know how to say the word exactly.
Trivializing, yes.
Trivializing with knowledge. Like one of the things that you would never have to do, to me and to I notice a lot of people that go through, is that do not ever backseat in a game that you know a lot and someone doesn't. Do not, just don't. There's very few people who like getting backseated about everything. And if you're gonna do that, you're gonna ruin the experience. So I don't know how much information you should give. That much I can't tell you exactly. But I will give you the knowledge that if you backseat or if you tell someone to do a next thing when they're gonna make a mistake, you are ruining their game. So do not do that. Just allow them to just go through the mistake. Otherwise, it's gonna be you playing and not them. You already played.
Yep. This is a controversial hot take about the Fear and Hunger games. If you want to cheat. Just do it. If you want to get infinite saves, do it. If you want to get infinite skill points, do it. Nobody is going to judge you. It's basically if you play it however you want to play. It's a single player game.
Oh, you remind me of two topics that are important that I wanted to talk about.
Oh.
Número uno. Recently I had a friend who was watching me play a game where I could dupe items, and they asked why do I get to cheat and get infinite items, and when they cheat in a game I get angry at them, right? And I couldn't really specify the reason why at the time, but the thing about it is when it comes to cheating is that the game that you're playing, usually if it doesn't deserve the cheating, in my opinion, if it's a game that is easy, so it's saying like, I don't know, Kirby, or I don't know, the newest Mario games, right? And you go, okay, you put yourself 99 lives, and you're like, no, I just don't want to just deal with this and whatever, because it's way too easy and you just want to speedrun through it. I don't know, I feel like you're losing a part of the game that could be teaching you that maybe the continues give you something or something like that. Or maybe there's infinite continues and lives don't matter, right? So cheating becomes trivial because of the fact that you already, are just winning in the game without knowing the suffering going through it. Kind of like Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. When I started playing them, I actually cheated a lot, and I didn't even know how the mechanics worked at all. Just I wanted to see everything, right? And I didn't understand anything.
Yeah.
But once I played more, and I played my first time actually buying the game, actually sitting down, actually playing online and everything like that, I struggled a lot, and I wished to be able to cheat again, but I couldn't because there was this thing that will just ban you if you cheated. So ban you, right?
Yes.
And but after like a lot of years, Dark Souls 1 was able to finally be cheated again because of mods and because of the community changing a lot of stuff. And I played Daughters of Ash, which was a really good mod, yes, for just one. And that felt like cheating because there was a lot of different stuff that was happening, making the game varied and making it a lot easier here and there, and actually harder here and there as well. So I think due to this, same way connecting with Fear and Hunger and using any kind of like things that will make the game easier, you need to go through a moment of yourself as a player where you will struggle with the difficulty of the game, thus making it so when you finally remove those handicaps, you can feel like you are having a lot more fun.
You could say that if you're cheating or putting in cheats, you're doing it with training wheels on.
Yeah, in a way. And it feels good because I never ignored the sniper anymore from the start of the game of Hunger 2, or I never, not double tap enemies anymore because it's something that I didn't do for like a lot of playthroughs, and I don't know I can. If I find a cheat, I will do it because I've been struggling a lot, and I think I'm gonna have fun by not dealing with that specifically because I've dealt with it a long time. And I think that's how it is with the game. Like, if you think that you've reached your limit and you don't want to try anymore, just cheat for a bit, just relax yourself, or maybe just cheat and just play like that. Relax with it.
It's completely fine. And I will tell, I have used a lot of cheats. When I started with Fear Hunger 1, I played it for a while, and then I decided I gotta make this easier for myself. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna get some books of enlightenment and play it like that. I played it. I found a lot of content in Fear Hunger 1 that I wouldn't have gotten to otherwise if I was afraid that I had to go back like several hours, and I could test out different things.
Yeah.
And after that, then at some point I just stopped cheating and I just started playing it for realsies, and it was still enjoyable.
I would say that is exactly how it is. I feel bad whenever people just straight up cheat as soon as they get a new game. Like, I don't know, you buy Resident Evil 4 remake and you just get 99,99999 money and just have to one tap enemies. It feels bad because there is a growing process with a game that I feel like you will not experience if you just start cheating right away, heavily on stuff. I don't know. It all depends, like I said before. To me, I prefer to just give it a normal try, see how much I get through. Then I'm gonna just start cheating. And that is when I drop the game or I continue it. It depends. The one thing was cheating and being able to just go through a game while having, the original experience versus the cheating experience, which feels amazing. But I don't remember the second one, sadly. There was a person in the official Discord server of Fear Hunger that joined and started streaming. And they were streaming with the 99 whatever light blue vials right away, and it was their first playthrough. So it's exactly what I was against at the time. I still am. And there's one thing that I don't like that happens, which is when someone streams a game, either on Discord to friends or to people who I don't know, or they stream on Twitch or YouTube, and when the viewers tell them that they are cheating, and instead of accepting, being like, yes, I'm cheating because I cannot stand this game and I want to play like this, I respect that, right? I respect that of them just being like that and having accepted that the game is difficult, because it is. What I don't accept is that the streamer, this person, suddenly said, oh, this is not cheating because it's part of the game.
Oh.
And yes, it's part of the game. Yes, but it's a debug spot of the depths who left it while they were testing stuff.
Those debug spots are very... Yeah, those debug spots in Fear Hunger 1 are very controversial because you can just go in there, get infinite party members, get infinite items, and it's still not technically cheating because it's right there, but of course it is cheating if you're looking at it objectively.
But I don't like when someone defends something that is clearly not advisable by the developer, because the developer doesn't give you a message when you finish the game saying, oh, there's a dev spot right here, and it shows an image. Because if Vito would do that, right, or the developer would have done that, I would be okay with it, because it's like, okay, so now we know that and we can use it, and that's fine, right? But he doesn't say anything. It's just a place in the game that was not patched correctly, and that is a cheat and a bug. even a glitchy to the point.
It is a convenience tool for the developer that was left in because he forgot to patch it out or something like that. It is what it is.
But okay.
It is kind of charming that he leaves those in, though. Like, it's always fun every time a new patch comes. It's kind of fun finding out, oh my god, if I click this grass spot 3 times, I get a gun.
Yep. Exactly. Sorry, we forgot a part of this comment that says, also, what is your favorite color?
Green.
Green? Green screen? You're saying? You like green? Why green? Tell me.
Well, it's the color of grass.
And you touch
and
grass.
I like to touch grass.
Oh, look at him. Look at him. Wow.
Wow.
Well, mine, it is purple. I love purple. I might not show it that much, but I love purple. I don't know why. I like it a lot. I am super into that. And no one usually uses it. And usually it is used very silly in a way by characters when it comes to video games or anime. There's a few times where purple is used like, powerfully. That shows like strength.
140,000. 140,000.
I was thinking about more like Dragon Ball Z with Black Goku, I think it's called.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like, let me look it up just in case. Black Goku, right? Yeah. It's Black Goku having like a purple hair. I think it fits really well. I don't watch Dragon Ball Z. Kai? What the fuck? How's it called? Dragon Ball Z Super. I don't watch it. However, I think that looks really good, to be honest. And
that is powerful. Japan likes to use a lot of these like purple effects, like purple flames.
Yeah, and I love when that happens. It's rare at times.
It's very
but
rare.
I love it. I like it a lot.
They always use it for like, this guy's super powerful, or like evil flames or stuff like that.
I think it's pretty good. Alright, next comment now. For real, an illusionist that is real. Now the serious question. There's only one film reel at all? I would love to see more reels with Francis Bacon's kind of style. Who's Francis Bacon? Let me look it up.
Maybe they're talking about Sir Francis Bacon?
Francis Bacon. Oh, I'm guessing like he's a painter.
Yeah, Sir Francis Bacon is the...
Yeah, Francis Bacon, right here.
I'm not sure what they mean by that. I don't think
I'm guessing it's like a style in a way, right?
Painterly style. The painterly style.
The painter style. So there are some films there's some reels in the game that you can put into. Well, there's one actually, only one reel, but in a way, most of the cassettes count as real. In a way, I think, because they all have something in common. They can crash your game.
Yes, the videos that are used in Termina can crash your game. I think Orange included a toggle in the options that turns them into less crashing videos.
And they don't do anything.
It doesn't really work out. Also, Sir Francis Bacon, I just looked it up. Yes, the villagers are modeled after a funny painting by Francis Bacon.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they are. I had known this at some point, but I forgot.
Looks scary. Pretty good, I like it. Oh, look at that, I see them. They go with their faces.
Yeah. But yes, I do agree with the commenter, the illusionist that is real, that we should have more of these. We should have more of these like film reels, because it seems like such a waste that we have this a film reel room in the tunnels, but we only have one film reel. If there was like 3 film reels, that would be interesting.
It would be really
nice. It'd be nice if and if characters would comment on it, like especially Karen. If Karen had some special comments on it, if she was with the party, that would be very interesting.
I would love the fact first that we don't crash when we see the reels right now, because my interest has dropped from what it was at the time, I don't know how it was, to 0 when I picked up, played one and crashed after 2 hours of playing. So yeah, I don't like them. I would love more, but I don't like them.
It is even better when it crashes on rare.
That's the use.
So nice.
I'm gonna speed on the game, get a world record. Oh no, it crashed at the end.
Yeah. Such a good time. Oh, it's crashed.
At least it's not Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories for this one. But yes, shitty thing, but I would love to have more. Yes. Moving on to the next question. Hit us or eat us, up to you on how to read this. I have no idea. Some of these might be too personal, so if you don't want to answer them, don't feel pressured to do so. Smiley face. And yes, believe me, they are pretty difficult to read. Some of them at least. So, numero uno, what is your favorite music artist band? So, my favorite music or artist or band. I like every single kind of music. I'm not gonna lie to you. Whenever I sit down and listen to like YouTube music, I tend to just have any song playing, and I do not skip songs when it comes to just listening to them. I don't think there's a song type that I dislike. I like every single one of them. The only times that I could maybe skip is when there is no audio, like the audio is very low and I can barely hear it, and it doesn't explode with the rhythm. When the song is way too boring. But even then, I tend to like music that are just calm, that don't have any kind of explosion. So it's really hard for me to say which one type of music or artist or specific music that I like a lot more than the others. But I can give you right away 30 songs in my head that could be really good, that I love how hard they hit, and depending on how hard it hit, it's how much I like the song more than the others. Which one of the numero uno that I can give you? Ken Ashcorp, Absolute Territory. Beautiful song that hits extremely hard when it drops. You know the one. I could probably play it on the right now on the podcast, maybe. And we hope we don't get a copyright. Hopefully not. But the second one would be from my Levi.exe video that I made, which is this Japanese song that is Ride the Fire, I think it's called. It's been a while since I heard it. Let me check my video real quick. It's called Vocal Eurobeat Drive Your Fire by AO1. I am in love with the song. And there is no way in heck that I will ever feel like this song doesn't fit. This song is just amazing, and it hits every single one of the avenues that I like from songs, and how it just keeps going and going and going and ramping up and upping up and ramping up. It goes amazing. I love it. And a third song that I can give you would be Sonic, the newest Sonic game that released. That was Sonic Frontiers, Undefeatable, and there's another one song from Sonic Frontiers, which is Find Your Flame, Undefeatable, and Break Through It All. I feel like they just really hit hard. Songs that just build up, and also having vocals to a song feels amazing. But just being able to just have the song just hit you when you least expect it feels amazing, man. It feels really good. I can't say for certain that songs like this are the reason why I usually am sold in a game, because of the song. And hell yeah, for your Hunger Termina songs feel really good whenever they hit. Same with the first one, with whenever you fight a boss with Tension. What is it called again?
It is Fear and Anxiety, I think.
Fear and Anxiety.
Pulse and Anxiety.
Pulse and Anxiety.
Pulse and Anxiety.
Yeah,
that is it.
Yeah, that kind of stuff is just amazing for me, and I love it so much. So yeah.
Pulse and Anxiety 2 in Termina. Beautiful.
Now,
only plays on one boss.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Now, favorite music or artist for me, I responded, but I did not respond the artist. Artist that always just surprises the fuck out of me. Frederick. I love Frederick. I cannot play a single song with him.
Good.
Yeah, I cannot play a single song because I'm definitely getting copyright strike. But look him up and you'll find it. Yeah, look up Frederick on YouTube, guys, and you'll get it.
You are speaking about the Japanese band with Oddloop.
Yes, Oddloop is exactly.
Oddloop is good.
But so many songs that I just cannot even mention one. Just go with whatever. You'll love Frederick. You see.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, you now, Ruuppa. What do you think of responding to the first question?
Okay, for the first question, I'm gonna do the same format as Raccoon. 3 great songs that I think are really great. I'm gonna start with a classic. I'm gonna start with The Offspring. Dividing by Zero / Slim Pickens does the right thing and rides the bomb to hell. This is action rock. It's great. It has a lot of kick to it, and it slaps like hell, and the music video is beautiful. Best song by The Offspring, in my humble opinion.
It looks good in the visuals. It looks really good in the visuals. Very confusing sight.
It is two. It's basically 2 songs that are just jammed together, and the music video combines both of them. It's great. Highly recommended.
I'm gonna have to check it out later because I cannot right now because it's spoiler. I mean, sorry, it's not spoiler.
Of course.
Copyright.
Of course it's copyright. Then the other one. This is probably my favorite band altogether. Millie, or the Millie Project. They have done songs for Goblin Slayer opening. They have done songs for Ghost in the Shell, and a lot of like Limbus Company, Lobotomy Corporation, Library of Ruina. They have done a lot of game music. Millie Project. Absolutely amazing vocals.
Millie Project.
Millie. Yeah, on YouTube, it's the Project Millie. And from them, my favorite is the Iron Lotus. It is a boss battle music from Library of Ruina for a very specific boss. And it is great. It's moody, and it takes you to places. All of these songs of Millie just take you to a different place, and it's great. It's great.
All right. I'm gonna have to ask you to give me a second. I wanna listen to it for like a second. Just a bit, okay?
Oh, Iron Lotus.
Yeah, I wanna listen. Un segundo, okay? Un segundo. I cannot play this. I don't know. I have no idea if this has copyright. I don't want to guess it. I don't want to guess.
It is copyrighted. Millie is up.
Okay, I am not playing this on the podcast, but check it out. Iron Lotus.
Check it out.
From Millie.
Yes.
All right. Good.
Also, Compass is a good one from them. And the third one, now, this is something that I'm very that kind of proved my power level. Battle Against the True Hero by Toby Fox.
Battle Against a True Hero.
Yes.
Isn't that the one that goes? Oh wait, let me. Un segundo. Okay, no, yeah. I got the start. I can play that part. Don't worry. No, everyone knows that. You play the start of that. Everyone knows that. You don't have to explain yourself. You know that one.
Yeah, that one is good. That is good stuff.
I'm not even gonna edit that part. It's gonna play like the beginning. So good. Oh yeah. So favorite artist is a question. Do you have one?
It's a music artist, right?
Yeah, music artist.
I would say Millie. Millie is still my favorite.
All right. Someday I have to play Library of Ruina, probably. I have no idea.
Library of Ruina, I will warn you, it is very difficult.
No way. We'll see.
But you can ask Frappolo for help. I think he's finished all of them.
Oh wait, weren't you finished?
I haven't finished Library of Ruina.
No, sorry. It was not finished. You get a joke?
I hate you.
Sorry. Moving on. Next question is from Walkthrough Media 7202. Are you going to make enemy guides in the future? Every enemy is its own puzzle. So I've asked a few people in the past if they wanted me to cover through every single enemy one by one and stuff like that. And people are interested in that, yes. However, I do not really think... It's not that I feel like the content is easy to make and I just don't want to make it because it's easy like that. Whenever I make videos, I am way too picky when it comes to how I feel at the time. So I cannot tell exactly what I'm in the mood of making. We can check my latest videos right now and they have been just shorts of just highlights that I really enjoyed going through. As well as somebody in the comments recently told me that, well, asked me about the God circles. So I sat down and took 2 weeks to make the video in Spanish and English, and I have to still complete the Spanish part, sadly. So, and my previous video from that is Little Tower.exe, which is Little Tower and Pizza Tower combined with sound effects and just complete dumb shit that makes no sense. And the previous video is how blindness works in Fear and Hunger Termina. So there's a lot of confusing things that I go with to be able to show up with the next video. So more likely, yes, I will go through it and try to come up with a video, and it's gonna be a long video because think about it, how many enemies are in the game. I made the enemy tier list in my live stream at one point, and it took me 3 hours to go through every single enemy in the game to be able to just tell you what to do with it in normal mode, and I still have to do master mode tier list, so it's not gonna be easy to go through that. So I personally think, my opinion, that you guys should wait, be patient, and accept the fact that I have a lot of content that I want to cover, but it's gonna take me a while, and I hope you guys can. Shit, I'm sorry for. Why is he playing again? And I hope you guys can wait for me. Sorry. That's it. Next question.
I will add an addendum to that because we do have the patch coming. So that'll add more enemies. So there's that as well.
I don't want to talk about this. Oh.
More enemies, Raccoon.
No, I don't care.
More.
I don't give a fuck. Ah! Okay. Your question. Or my question. It's my question. Let's see.
Questions.
So, these are questions that we made, Ruuppa and I, and hopefully you guys can enjoy it. First question that I made to Ruuppa. Favorite game you ever played, right? Which is the favorite game you ever played?
Oh well. That's actually very difficult.
This could be anything.
I played a lot of games.
Yeah, it could be like PlayStation 1, PC.
Yeah, I played a ton of games in my time. Currently, this changes like every week or so because I remember something. Oh, that was a cool thing about this game.
You're like, oh
shit. Cool thing
shit.
about that game. Yeah. Like at 1 week it's Breath of Fire 3, then it's something like Final Fantasy 6, Chrono Trigger, Baldur's Gate 3. But currently, my current brainworm is Signalis.
Signalis? Why?
Signalis. It tells the story of this android's hunt for this promise, to fulfill this promise that was made. It tells it so compellingly. It is such a well-crafted series. It's an amazing story. Without spoiling anything, I don't want to spoil anything because the story needs to be experienced. Hopefully completely blind, because it is deep like an iceberg. Really. I'm not just saying that, but it blends in cosmic horror, Cthulhu-type cosmic horror with Silent Hill aesthetics and with old school PlayStation 1 style survival horror, isometric moods, and then the music is just...
Okay.
It is great.
I have a surprise for you.
You have a surprise?
I've been playing that game in Japanese.
In Japanese? Why have you been playing it in Japanese?
I've been playing for 107 minutes, it says here on Steam, in Japanese.
Why in Japanese, Raccoon?
This is one of the few times that I was like, I want to remember the time that I played games on my PlayStation 1 without knowing what is going on, and just try to finish it with the puzzles and how the story connects, and try to come up with my own reason as to why everything goes around. Because there was a time in the past when I didn't know English, so I played games without knowing what they said, and I played them from beginning to end whenever I could finish them. and it felt really good to know and accept that some games don't have an answer to me and I cannot play them, but then go back into it 3 years later, try the same thing again, remove it from my memory card, and then try all the same thing again the next year, and then get further in because I realized that my knowledge was getting bigger because of how much I've been stuck with other games that I just couldn't go through. The answer was there in English, but I didn't have it in Spanish.
That's an interesting nostalgic tidbit.
It is. You play a game without knowing what the fuck to do. If you played Ape Escape 1, in English it tells you everything you need to know. In Spanish, you don't know shit. You get stuck in the third level in the tutorial. You don't leave.
Amazing.
Yep.
You should have picked German instead of Japanese, though, because it just fits the theme.
The thing about it is that I actually do know how to save the game in Japanese because I play so many Japanese games that I know how to save and how to load because of the trauma. So I know that one exactly. So I will, yes, Ruuppa, I will play Saint Alice. However, I'll do it in Japanese.
Nice. Nice. That's good.
I might go back for a second playthrough in English, but I want to see how it goes.
Mad props you.
Yeah.
Mad props.
Alright. And for me, favorite game that I ever played, I personally have to say, I am bad at choosing the favorite game as well. I'm really bad at it. Same with Ruuppa. You can ask me like 2 weeks later, I'm gonna tell you something else. It's gonna happen like that, honestly. Just I don't know why. But if I'm gonna tell you and be honest with you, right now it has to be Fear Hunger Termina. Because of how much it has given me this years with being able to work with this, with YouTube. And it gave me a lot of well, everyone knows what it is about Fear Hunger Termina with me because of the fact that I'm in the New Gods podcast and I speak about it every single time that people tell me. So I'm gonna vary my answer because of that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the best game that has been in my head for a while and I do not want to remove it from my profile on Steam is Night in the Woods. Night in the Woods is an amazing game. I only gave it 19 hours. Surprisingly.
The weird thing is like a game can be the best game and I still have like 3 hours in it or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like that 3 hours just leaves such an impact. So it doesn't matter like if you have 500 hours or something like that.
Yeah, it's a hard thing for me to be like, man, I love this game so much, but I only have 19 hours. The thing to me, for me, Night in the Woods felt like I was there whenever I played it. There's a connection with the character and the other characters in the game and the family members, and you just feel like you are that character when you play it, and it feels really freaking good. It feels really good. There's a warm feeling. To anyone who played Night in the Woods can tell you exactly what it is. If they get invested in the characters, you can feel like you can just be in that world without having to be scared of an ending, because it takes a while for the ending to come by, even though it's 19 hours. Not even that, because I have 2 playthroughs with it, 2 runs that I went through, and honestly, you get stuck. You get really stuck with how everything just happens, and you sort of have to just deal with it. And sometimes the days in Night in the Woods, because let's face it is a visual novel that you can just control and move around and jump and do some platforming more, but it's a visual novel and there's not gonna be action scenes or anything like that are gonna be requiring for you to play better or anything like that. But you are lost in that world when you're there, and it feels warm. It's like cozy for you to be in that world that they create. It's a beautiful game. If you haven't played it yet, just try it and do it. Even if you think that you're not gonna like it, just try it. Just do it. You can't stop it.
That game has been on my bucket list forever because I would really want to play it, but there's always something else as well. But I will have to get that and play it because I've heard so much good stuff about that and it looks cozy.
Yeah, it is. I like how I am playing like Signalis and like you gotta play Signalis. It's like you gotta play Nine the Wolves and you're like, oh, I wanna play Nine the Wolves.
I have had it ever since I saw it, like over 10 years ago. I have had like, I want to try this. It seems fun. The character seems interesting.
Yeah.
And speaking of the playtime, I have played Signalis to completion 3 times. I have 17 hours in it.
Man.
Still one of my favorite games of all time.
It really is like that. Playtime doesn't really do anything, honestly.
No.
Surprising.
Like, I have. Let me quickly check here. I have. What's it? 400 hours in Kenshi.
You like it?
I love Kenshi, but it doesn't hold a candle to Signalis. But they're completely different types of experiences. Kenshi is open world role-playing game. Signalis is a story from start to finish. You know, like Night in the Woods, it tells a self-contained story, which has a definite end and a definite beginning, right? So that's why the playtimes are so different.
I guess so, yeah. I was going to say that I have 1,000 hours in Dark Souls 1 prepared to die, but I wonder if it's mostly because of me waiting to invade or help people. Anything. That could be it. Who knows, honestly.
I only have, 443 hours in Dark Souls 1.
There you go. Straight up.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time though, you gotta say, for a game.
It is. It is like over 10 days of straight playing.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
Alright.
Video games.
Yeah. It is like that. Next question. Yeah, unless you want to go back into it. And have one.
No. Good for you.
Okay. Next question. Favorite anime media. Shit. Favorite anime media that you watched or anything like that. Could be a book as well. Could be a webcomic. Could be anything that you like. The show on TV. Anything like that. That you are like maybe the best one that you can remember right now, or that you remember at one point in the past. You're like, wow, this was amazing.
Okay, if you're talking like media, like favorite media, I'm gonna pick. Yeah. I'm just gonna say manga here for me.
Manga.
I'm gonna say
which manga? Which manga?
Okay. Actually, I have to say 2 different things. One is a series of books, and one is manga. But let's start with manga because that's pop. Blame by Tsutomu Nihei. Blame with an exclamation mark at the end by Tsutomu Nihei.
I see it.
This is basically it has almost no dialogue. Everything is relayed through beautiful images of action, adventure in a massive futuristic scale city that has been completely abandoned, or almost completely abandoned. And it tells a story so well without actually telling you anything. It is top tier storytelling to me. It exemplifies the show don't tell approach. It's great.
I'm guessing it's a manga for adults, right?
Blame. It's not like for adults. It wasn't Shonen Jump, I believe, at one point.
Oh, because I see this and it reminds me of the time that I read Gantz. That is
yes, it is. It has similar
for adults.
Vibes.
Exactly. But Gantz is actually for adults.
No. Blame is it doesn't have adult elements really. It has a bit of nudity, but it's never like done in a way that like exemplifies like, ooh, look, nude people.
Yeah,
you
which
know?
Gantz does that even in the title screen.
Oh, Gantz absolutely revels in that. It's one of the main draws in it. But Blame is... I wouldn't say it's wholesome, but it is very good. It's very good. Love it.
Blame.
Yeah, Blame and Biomega. By the same
Biomega.
author. Tsutomu Nihei. Yes. Excellent mangaka, but I like his early works the best. They are just great. And then a second one, this one a series of books. Discworld.
This world, you said?
Discworld with a
Oh,
C. D-I-S.
Discworld.
C. World. Discworld. The Discworld books by Terry Pratchett.
I don't know anything about this.
Highly recommended. This guy is the grandpappy, one of the best ever fantasy parody writers. And it's all of the writing, all the Discworld books are extremely intelligently written, and they are laugh out loud funny. It goes through all of the tropes of like the wizards being wizards, dragons, and everything like that, and it just goes into absurd territory, and it's amazing. If you have to start with it, I wholly recommend Small Gods. Small Gods is probably my favorite book in the Discworld series. It is amazing.
What are these books about exactly?
The Discworld novellas tell the story of the titular Discworld. The Discworld is a disc. It's the world that is shaped like a disc. The disc rests on top of elephants, and the elephants ride through space on top of a giant turtle. It is flat Earth, but in fantasy, and there's a sun that orbits the disc world really slowly.
Okay. Alright.
It is fantasy parody to the maximum.
Okay. I'm gonna hit you with one then myself.
Yeah.
Going back to your first statement, manga. Yeah, I'm gonna back you up with some manga then. We have Gans, of course. I cannot tell you to read Gans because it's for adults. If you're a teenager, you're a kid, you don't have to read it. However, if you are an adult, you're listening to me as an adult only, do not waste your time and read Gans. And if you want a bitter ending that doesn't end when it should, you can watch the anime of Gans or the movies, which have the same vibe into it, where they will end earlier than they should in a ending that is not supposed to convey anything, made up ending even. So, what is Gans exactly, and why is it good, and why is it just straight up just plus 18 content everywhere for adults? Gans is a game where you perish in real life, and then you go into this place where they give you guns. These guns allow you to fight aliens that are gonna be arriving the Earth in a limited time. This limited time is given to you to find the alien, to find out what they do and how they kill your teammates. Once you have learned what they do and how to not get killed yourself, you then take out the alien. That is the whole loop of guns. Making sure that the timer is enough, making sure you have enough bait for your team to provide you with knowledge before you go against the threat. And once you finally take it out, you go back into the real world and you accept that you can live for a bit more before getting thrown into guns again and going and doing it all over again. This is the whole loop of guns that does change after 200 episodes or so of the manga. 200 pages, sorry. And it really feels like an amazing manga that showcases a lot of the growth of these characters that will be first using allies as bait and then slowly understanding how they can trigger the enemy of the area to help them out in showcasing what it is that they can do to fight them without having to have any losses. Of course, the main characters are gonna struggle a lot and there are gonna be a lot of changes through the story. But it always goes up higher and higher and higher on difficulty, having aliens that are very dumb at the start, to having aliens that are actually able to communicate and are gonna be even wiser than humans, making humans consider just giving up on their own fight against survival based on how the aliens communicate what it is that, you know, is right and what is wrong. There is a lot of philosophical thinking in the manga accounts, and the anime, while it is slow, like a lot of people saying that you never, almost no character in the anime shoots their gun in time for them to be like, okay, this makes sense of when they shoot. No, the gun's manga is faster at carrying the plot, and the enemy is like, oh, should I shoot? No! Kind of like that. It's like, it feels like a silly thing, but you can get in touch with the characters in a way that you can carry it into a manga if you wish to do that. So I think it's a good idea for anybody to just feel like, alright, just go in and enjoy it. Because it's beautiful. It's one of the best mangas, and it's the only manga that I actually read, to be honest.
The only one?
Yes. Because of the fact that I have a hard time with text. Either I like it a lot to the point that I just cannot drop it, or I just like, no, I just can't with this, and I ignore it straight up. I just ignore it. So it's a difficult thing, but I accept that it's my own way of being just an idiot when it comes to media. Nothing else to it. It's just that. Because I'm gonna combo into something interesting for you, which is, yes, I love a book a lot, and I love it quite a bit. I know what it is that has the world being a fucking disc in a way that can grow and shrink in size, the universe being a frog, right? People being freaking chess pieces, sorry, right?
Okay,
as well as, you know, enemies changing based on what your actions are. So if you go ahead and kill an enemy, then that enemy is not gonna be part of the enemies around them. So like for example, if there's like a elephant and this elephant dies, then there's not gonna be elephant-like enemies. But if this elephant survives, the enemies around them that you're gonna be seeing in the whole world are all gonna have like this trunk of the elephant, as well as the strength of an elephant. So you're gonna be able to just have to deal with that from then on, right? What is this shit that I'm talking about? Do you know?
I have no idea what that is.
Let me tell you about Homestuck.
I should have seen that coming. I should have seen that coming.
Homestuck is this that I just said. And it's one of the best comics in a way, web comics, that I've seen in my life. And it all comes down to a lot of information that I would love to gush about and talk about like crazy. But I think it's the best way to sum it up into 4 players play a video game and they connect each other with computers, and they are able to help each other into surviving until they are forced to fight a great threat, and they will be aided and fought against as well from other characters as they move through the story. It's really hard to explain because that's one of the mechanics of the game at one point, that if they allow something to happen, then every single enemy will be X. If they don't allow it, if they don't allow it, then every enemy will not be that thing, for example. So if there's a really high threat that you don't want it to exist, you need to take it out. If you leave it, then every single minion in the game is gonna be a final boss, and you don't want that. And that is a real threat that the game shows you. You might not understand at the time when it happens that a minion became stronger, and now the heroes, the main characters, are actually in danger of dying by a single snap of a minion coffin. But you will be able to read it a second time and understand, oh shit, that makes sense. That's why it was over for them. Sometimes new characters are not even shown dying. They're just not shown anymore and they're just gone. Because the author just marked it so many times for you to read it and be like, okay, so if this thing happens, these characters are dead. They're gone. It happens, the author just gonna move forward. He's not even gonna bother. Since you know that they died. And if you haven't understood that, you will question it. Go back and understand what happened. That's what it is. A very long comic, so same as Cans.
It is.
It's very long.
It is massive. Homestuck is so massive.
Very freaking long. But yes, we are moving on to another question.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. By the way, do you want to pause for now or should we continue?
No, we can continue. We can continue.
Question number 3 by me. Scariest game ever, or scariest game ever you think that really got you? Okay, what is the scariest game ever you play that you're like, oh shit, and you get like super got scared about it and you cannot forget the feeling of fear that you got that just made you not want to sleep?
I have a problem these days. I don't really get scared by video games anymore. It's annoying because I want to get scared by horror games, but it's really difficult because I don't really get that high anymore. You know, it's difficult. But the one that sticks out to me is Amnesia: Dark Descent.
All right, why is that?
There's a constant oppression, there's constantly something is happening. You need to go forward. You know something is in the darkness in front of you. You can't look at it, because if you look at it, it will see you and you will also go insane by looking at it. You can't stay in the darkness to hide forever, because you'll go insane if you hide in the darkness forever. You need to get into light, but the monster will see you if you are in the light. And you constantly need to go forward past these monsters that you can't even look at, but you can hear them. You know they're there, just around the corner, and you need to go around that corner.
I actually forgot.
Specific kind of fear.
I actually forgot about the fact that you cannot look at enemies, and hiding in the darkness makes it that thing. I think that's a really important part of the game that it has that I actually forgot. I can't believe I forgot about that mechanic, honestly.
It's a very effective tool because it stops you from using like, oh, I'm just gonna crouch in the darkness for 30 minutes and be completely fine. Because if you crouch in the darkness for 30 minutes, you're gonna go insane. You can't do that. Oh, I'm just gonna look around this corner and see the monster. You see the monster starts turning towards you because they detect you. And you also go insane if you look at them. So it's a really effective combination that drives you forward and makes you less likely to feel safe. It's very effective. I like it.
I'm surprised I actually forgot that. Like I said before, that's probably one of the reasons why I really got scared about that game. Yeah. But I wouldn't say that it's like the most scary game for me, personally speaking.
Yeah, I would say like it's it's scary in the oppressive sense. Like, I do get like spooked by like jump scares, but they're not really scary, really. It's just you get like snap. It's a reflex, rather than oh this is scary. It's like oh god damn it, not again. You know.
I gotcha completely on that.
So what about you?
I would say most of the scares for me don't come from visuals. There's some few games that have visuals that just completely destroy me. Beyond it. But it's based on my phobia of enemies showing up from like a corner, kind of like leaning from a place where you cannot see, looking at you, and then hiding back, and you go there, they're not there anymore.
Oh, that kind of okay, I get that.
That kind of stuff. That is scary as fuck. And I hate that when that shows up because I am exploded with that. I explode. Sorry, I can't even speak. Even speaking and imagining makes me have a hard time speaking. That's how much it is.
I do completely get that. Like, it is very spooky when something that looks at you, it knows you're there, and then it's gone when you go to look at it. And when executed well, it is very spooky. But sometimes it's not executed well, and it's just funny.
Yeah. There's a game called From the Darkness. I don't know if you played it or seen it.
I don't know. I don't know From the Dark, no.
If you ever play it, you will explode if you have my phobia. It's really, really good.
Okay.
It's like the way it's just one of the few games that respects that kind of phobia, and I love it so much. But going back into a game that actually creeped the fuck out of me, that I remember, I got scared with Amnesia. I got scared with Penumbra, but not to the point of being just overwhelmed by it, that I just couldn't move. Because I watched PewDiePie play before moving into it.
Yes. That's the thing with horror games. Like, if you have knowledge of a horror game, it just doesn't hit you. You know, it's the fear of the unknown that is very powerful.
Yeah.
In horror.
And going back into it, it's like I want to say Amnesia as well. I want to say Penumbra because it is scary, but because I've seen someone play it, don't think I can count that as something that was real for me on scariness. I cannot even say Soma, because I played Soma blind, but every single time I got scared, I felt like I could go forward because it felt amazing. The chase music felt amazing for every single monster. Just the monsters being different in each zone felt really freaking good. I can't.
I have like one game, Alien Isolation, which I think would be very effective in scaring me. But the problem is, I have watched multiple people play through it. So I don't think it will be very effective if I play it myself. It probably might be effective, but there's the fear of like, is it actually gonna do something for me? Am I gonna get that fear high from this? I don't know.
I think I got it. The game that was very freaking scary for me as a kid, that I honestly I dropped it many times because of how scary it was. It's just sound dumb. Dino Crisis 1 for the PlayStation 1.
Hey, Dino Crisis 1, that's a good choice. I'm not going to hold that against you.
It's not scary, I feel like, when you look at Resident Evil and stuff like that.
No, but it has a certain like atmosphere.
The audio of a game can completely fuck you up, and the audio in Dino Crisis 1 on the levels with the very low enemies that there are, and the times that you have a cutscene that shows up out of fucking nowhere with a quick time event. Oh,
I was playing ages ago, years ago. I was playing Resident Evil 1. Resident Evil 1 Advance on the PlayStation 1. I am old. I was playing this a long time ago.
Yeah.
We got in Resident Evil 1 to the manor's basement, and there was a music track that went like, and we had to turn the music off because it was too scary. We couldn't go forward. We had to turn the music off so we could continue the game. It was too scary.
Yes, I completely understand that. The song is just the best way that you can scare somebody, I feel like. Honestly.
Actually, we have a recent example of that
True.
in Termina.
Yes. But also, I was going to say Silent Hill 3.
Silent Hill 3 also. Silent Hill
sounds,
soundtracks. Yes.
The audio.
The audio
of nothing that
is
shows
amazing.
up. It's amazing. I want to go back to that.
Oh, Silent Hill 1, good. Silent Hill 2, excellent. Silent Hill 3. Silent Hill 3 is my favorite out of the first 3 games. I haven't played the 4th one, but out of the first 3, Silent Hill 3 is my absolute favorite. It is a masterpiece.
I'll have to play at some point. Also, I don't know why I got a Windows notification just now, so if you hear that in the video, I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. I realized something though, Ruuppa. We moved on from a question that we had to answer, and that we didn't respond to it. Shit. Remember Hira's question?
What question were we on? What were we answering?
We forgot about the number 2, 3, and 4 questions. We moved past them completely. I don't know what happened. Let's go.
It's fine. It's fine. We have answered questions.
I would like to not touch the second question, sadly. I'm gonna move into the third. I'm gonna move into the fourth.
That the hard questions.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm gonna move into the fourth, actually. And I'm gonna say...
We can go to the fourth. The second and the third are like...
I have a hard time with the second and the third.
Yes.
Just say openly. Because I need to be in the mood.
I was going to... we're not going to include this. I was just going to say for the second, Goblin. And for the third, Finnish depression mentality.
That's good. That's good. Thank you, Ruuppa. It's all good. I don't want to talk about this yet. Maybe someday, though. Don't worry.
Maybe.
So ask again or ask another question next time, and we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Or fourth,
but
and first I'll respond. Yeah. So hobby.
Go.
Hobby. I am a writer. I write a lot. I love writing messages to people. I love typing a lot. Whenever I feel something in me that makes me want to tell somebody how I feel, I typed too much at times, and I love having and forcing people as well into getting into their own self and reflecting what they feel about their current situation, about their current friends, about everything that's around them. Because I feel like there's a lot of importance in just being able to just explain how you feel and what you want. Because if you just sort of drift in life without knowing what you're doing, it's kind of hard to cling onto what it is keeping you afloat. I think that's something that people have to realize. Write. Just write. And let yourself know what it is that makes you feel like you are positive the day after day. Or negative even. Even writing negative stuff about how you feel on things can help you out a lot, to be honest.
Yes, there is a certain like catharsis to just outlining the things that are in your head. I completely get that.
A lot of people also need to read how you feel to be able to just guide you into the right path, because people don't know you and you don't know people. Fuck, again with the freaking Windows notification thing. What?
Ah, there we go!
It's
That's a
happening
good one.
again.
We'll
I
leave that
hate
in. We'll leave that in.
God damn it. But yes, you need to type a lot.
Yes.
I am a writer. and I confess that I write too much because I was into writing a lot in the past of how I felt, and that helped me out a lot in people understanding and me understanding other people as well. But I will force you, the viewer, into writing more to let yourself know how you feel. So start writing and start letting people know how you feel and start accepting that you can improve your writing today. What is your hobby though, Ruuppa?
My hobbies. My main hobby I would have to say tabletop role-playing games.
Tabletop.
That is one of my main hobbies. Well, not tabletop because I usually play my role-playing games through Discord. I have played D&D 5th edition, Pathfinder 1st and 2nd edition, Shadowrun, Cyberpunk, Warhammer 40k, Warhammer Fantasy. I have played the gamut of role-playing games, of tabletop role-playing games. I have played a ton of them. I have something like 2,000 hours of role-playing on Roll20, and I don't see that stopping at any point. And on top of that, I like to also be the game master and create my own worlds for players to play around in. I have created a couple of my own world settings that have gone to places, and I feel that it has enriched my life and helped me with my awkward social skills, because I'm somewhat awkward sometimes, occasionally. But it has helped me to open up and think things differently sometimes. I recommend role-playing because it is fun. And other hobbies, I like to take long walks in the forest while listening to audiobooks.
Walks in the forest?
Yes, there's a forest right nearby. There's a river and everything. I live in Finland. We have a lot of forests. And there's one right outside. I can just walk out and go to walk there.
Alright. Interesting. I
also am a writer, Raccoon. I have done National Novel Writing Month.
Oh.
I think 7 times now.
What is that exactly? National Writing.
NaNoWriMo. It's a National Novel Writing Month. It's a event that happens in November each year. And the goal of the event is you write a 50,000 word novel in 1 month. That's the goal.
Is that possible?
Yes, I've done it 7 times, Raccoon. It is very possible.
Oh.
It is very fun. I recommend you try it.
So you wrote 50,000.
50,000 word novella in a month. 7 times. Actually, not 7 times. I think I have them here. Let's see.
That's much. That's much.
1, 2, 3. I have 4 on this computer. But yeah, 4 novellas I have written.
What?
At least.
Sounds like it could just drive someone insane. I like how the background just disappeared by the way for like a second. I don't know why, but it's fine.
No, it's not super hard. You just have to write 1,667 words per day. Easy, right? Do that for 30 days and 50,000 words. Easy.
It takes me a while for me to write.
Yes.
Because I write too much. But I don't think of the word limit. So I would not know exactly.
Oh yeah, exactly. This is why it's a challenge. It is literally a challenge to challenge yourself as a writer to just put out the output, think on the fly. Don't stop to edit things too much. Just go for it. and it can help if you are the type that gets stuck and trying to perfect one chapter at a time. It's very interesting.
I'm a perfectionist when it comes to other subjects. I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time, maybe, I hope I don't, honestly, making this podcast video that I'm making right now. I'm gonna probably go through it a lot when it comes to just deciding what is kept and what's not.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, it's completely different when you are like, I haven't published any of those novellas, of course.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Why is that?
No, it's just to challenge my own self. It's for me.
Going back into it, I have a friend who I asked before, and this is a topic that is difficult, I think, to talk about, which is they worked on a few things, artist-wise. They work on art, right? And one of the things that they said was, "Oh, I cannot post this online because the commissioner, person who's commissioning, is not interested in me showing my work to people." And it's a private commission, okay? And I said to them, "Hey, but that is not good for you because you want your work to be out there, so I can get you more viewers, and you can work with it based on the support that people are gonna be giving you, right?" But they said to me that that is not up to them to decide, because of the fact that the commissioner who just pays will decide if that is going to be public or private, and that's it. That is it. And to that I say, I understand. I get it. I really do. I understand. Just keeping a relationship with your viewer, just being able to just go through what they want so you can continue working with them. But I personally think it was it's gonna be back to me yet again, sadly. I don't really want to put it onto me, honestly, but I feel like this is on how I feel on things, which is I used to write a lot for myself, and I wouldn't put anything online. When I started putting things online, I started getting feedback on that it was actually good and that it wasn't just dumb. I thought it would be dumb, and I thought it would be a voice of my time, so I didn't really force myself into more. When I saw the positive outcome and the positive reaction that the viewers that I had reading what I wrote, I felt more motivated to the point of writing even more. And writing more means more people would see and feel better about my own work. Same with the videos. I made videos for my university. Well, let's start with the point that I've been doing YouTube since like 13 years old. When I was 13 years old, and it wasn't fun. It was just dumb because of the reaction of the audience was just barely there, and my videos were not edited, so I had to drop it when I was 15. And I continued doing videos in my university, but I had to do it for my partners, well, classmates, I guess, in a way. And I would just post them in private or unlisted so that only my teacher would not notice them. The moment that I was like, okay, I'm gonna give YouTube a try again, I'm gonna try putting this video that I just made for myself on public, it is when I noticed that there was support from something that I thought that was just dumb. And that support allowed me to make things like Levi Dorixi, things like the guide of Masumon or Marco, things like the character tier list and the skills of the characters that they can use. Things like this is what it grew from me, to be able to just say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and decide that this work that I'm doing has to be seen by people so I can grow with it. And that is very important for an artist and for a writer, that they always share their work with the world so they can see their own things that are important with them, because it's gonna be very important for your own growth to go through and see it with other people's eyes. You don't see everything, so
yes,
That's what I think of
Because-
it.
Yeah, if it's just for yourself, it's like you can be your own best and worst critic. Because the best because you know your work, and the worst because you know your work. Right? So you can get into the loop like, I don't like it, therefore no one will like it, therefore I will not show it to anyone.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And the world just
Yeah,
does
that-
show that I'm wrong when it comes to my own taste every now and then.
I have encountered that myself many times, that I'm just, my taste about what I do is just bad. It is a thing I think that everyone needs to account for.
Sorry. I got kind of like emotional with that one. I'm fine.
And hey, that's introspection. It's important. It is important to be deep sometimes.
Now, I would like to ask you one thing. Are you gonna publish those novellas in the future? Are you gonna just leave them?
I might publish. I'm going to join it this year again, and I might publish those. Like, get people to read them at least. Get people to read it this year. The ones that I have written previously, I'm not sure that I'm going to publish them in any way, shape, or form. Because this one might be something that I might publish. Not publish, but like show to people. It was from 3 years ago. That might be something that I might show to people. Yeah. So that might be
Really?
interesting.
It would be nice.
Maybe I
also.
shall.
I wish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish to see it, to be honest. I will
maybe,
try.
Maybe we will see it.
Yeah.
Maybe we will see it. I'm not making any promises because I do need to. It is completely unedited, so there's a secondary event to National Novel Writing Month. It's the National Novel Editing Month, which is in 30 days you edit the book you wrote. So if I'm going to show this, I'm probably going to edit it first,
Yes.
because there's a lot of like
Windows, fuck off!
weirdness. No, Windows! Good job!
Stop it!
Stop it, Ron! Stop!
It's just making Windows sounds, and I hate it. God damn it!
Ron Weasley.
God damn it!
It's
But
just
yeah.
Ronald Weasley.
I think I fixed it. No more Windows sounds, probably. I hope. I've been had with these Windows sounds. I don't like them. They're all the time
Yeah.
there. Holy fuck. Whatever.
You could just delete the Windows
I
sounds,
don't
you
know.
know.
I don't know. But I don't have a problem with them usually. Now it's just happening over and over again.
Every single
I
time.
don't know
it's-
why. I don't know what's causing it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I can hate it.
I love Windows 95.
Moving on into the next question.
Our next question is cool.
Let's see.
What is it?
Thoughts on all our challenges we've gone through so far.
Oh, the challenges.
To me, I'm gonna keep it simple. I think, in my opinion, they're really good for replaying the game, and I would not find as much enjoyment of the game without having gone through those challenges. So I think, for me, there's a bond with the game and those challenges and the people who we did challenges with that it's not gonna be very broken. I loved every single one of them, and Olivia will just be in the best one for me.
Oh god, Olivia wheelchairless muscle mode. Ah!
Oh, yeah, that one. What do you think?
I will agree with you. I will agree. I do like the challenges. Some of the challenges were more fun than other challenges. But I think they were all pretty fun in and of themselves. I think the more challenging the challenge is, the more fun it was in retrospective.
Oh,
Like the Pokemon challenge
oof.
was very tough, But it was very funny in the final boss fight when all of our Pokemons decided, let's hit Sperkele in the legs and nowhere else. It was very fun. And then for me, it was very funny in the Dan Adept challenge. I believe it was Dan Adept. When you forgot 2 of the logic circuits
My God.
in a row.
I remember why I forgot to.
It was very funny for me because that was the first time I was the victor. I was the first one finishing the run. Woo! But they were very tough, but I think they were super rewarding because they added a lot of replayability into the game. And they allowed us to test a lot of different types of gameplay routes. I wouldn't have even known half of the stuff I know about Termina if we hadn't done of those things.
It breaks your mind, and I love it so much.
Yes, because like if you're playing it normally, it's just, oh, I'm just gonna get the meat grinder and win the game, right? That's how you think about it. Like if you're playing it like just normal, like I'm just gonna get the best things and just win the game. And now, after doing all of those challenges, wheelchairless Olivia Maso mode was a massive pain. But now, when I play it without any kind of special challenge, it feels like, oh, was the game always this easy?
Yeah, exactly. It really does feel like that.
Yeah. And it's difficult to quantify that because the game is actually very hard. I
will not even tell you what happened just now.
Oh no! Was it the Windows again?
Shit.
Raccoon! Stop sticky keys!
I don't know. I don't. Beautiful. What did I say?
Oh no.
Yes,
What is happening?
the game feels very, very good to go back into it, not having done much after a while. Like you go into it and it feels really good. Really good.
Yeah, and this is why I'm actually feeling super excited for the expansion, because for me, I've basically done everything there is to do. Like Raccoon, you also have this. Like we've done quote unquote everything in Termina. Like we've done all the endings, we've done the weird stuff, we've gone here, we've gone there. But when the patch comes and it's gonna add new stuff, there's more stuff to discover, more things to explore, more things to find out, and that is really exciting for me.
That's an amazing feeling. I love it so much. I need it, honestly. And it's gonna be beautiful. We're gonna redo the challenges as well, if we can.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The fun stuff.
Because it's gonna change so much. Oh god, we have to redo Olivia Wheelchairless Challenge.
Of course.
So, Raccoon, we are here to ask some questions from you.
Okay.
So the first question that I have prepared for you today in this fine evening is, what was your favorite subject in school?
My favorite subject in school? Well, this is kind of actually I wasn't ready to talk about this at all or anything, but if I gotta tell you, it varies because I don't care about whatever is learned usually, because I usually care about the teacher. If the teacher is amazing, then I enjoy the class. That's usually how it is for me, because I have some teachers that have been hell and they made the subject itself just a nightmare. But then I had like another teacher the next few years and the subject was amazing. Like psychology was impossible for me, and then I had a teacher that was really good and I enjoyed myself a lot. Mathematics, like math, I had a teacher who was very strict, and I don't know where I had a teacher like 5 years later in high school who would come into the class, write you how is it called, the exercises, right? And then he will turn around, sit down, and he will say, okay, exam, and that's it. just 2 exercises that were easily explained, and if you had any questions, you could just talk to them. That was the whole class for the teacher. Come in, write 2 things, exam. That's it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It was beautiful because if you had any issues, you can just move close to him and like, hey, teacher. I said, yes. Can you explain this? And he would just stand up and actually use his whole time that he had to explain to you how it works, right? And what you had to do and how you learn this and how he learned it. Like, it was really interesting compared to the previous one that spoke too much. But I didn't understand a single thing, and this guy just would just write stuff and would wait for people to ask him. Of course, people who were shy, you wouldn't understand shit, right? But people who would speak, like me, I would speak a lot in high school because I was really clingy, let's say, with teachers. Because I didn't really have friends at the time when I was a teenager. Because I don't know why. I guess at that time it was that I spoke too much about video games, and when video games were not the current media of kids, right? And teens. I guess that's why I didn't have many people to talk to.
Okay,
like I would be talking about Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and they would be like, "What the fuck is a Spyro?"
Yeah. That is interesting. I had a similar sort of experience with that. I never cared about physics. I still don't care about physics.
Yeah.
But I had a physics teacher who had a very interesting way of teaching, because he'd ask somebody, then absolute quiet. He'd ask something from the class. Nobody answered, and then eventually, after like 5 minutes, one of us answered. He says, "Bullshit."
No
and
way.
then he explains how it actually works. Yes, he just says bullshit if it's wrong. If it's wrong, he just went bullshit and explained how it actually is.
Isn't that illegal or something? I don't fucking know.
No, it was beautiful, because then he actually proceeded to explain it properly. And if somebody gave him the correct answer, he would like, yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
I like that.
It was beautiful. But yeah, that's interesting. So you had a dynamic favorite subject, depending on the teacher.
Yeah, it depends a lot on who it was, because, I'm good with English, and Argentina doesn't have the best English. And I usually had teachers who would praise my English, who would hate my English at times because I would do more than the exams would ask me to do at the time. Making it so that I got a higher mark, therefore I had a lower mark, because the answer was write yes or no. I would say, and I would write no, he doesn't, yes, he does, right? The answer was yes, no. I just added more. No, he doesn't because of the. It's like, okay, you get a 3 on this exam out of 10. It's like, why? Because you wrote more than I expected. You had to read the question. Like, oh, okay. So I had a lot of people who would make me hate the subject. I loved English because of how easy it was, but I hated teachers. And every single time something like that happened, like for example, I had a teacher who would give me exams. Like one time I had 5 exams in one class because of how faster I was than everyone else. Because Argentina doesn't give a fuck about English, and nobody of my friends and the students, right, would know how to speedrun, let's say, on whatever the fuck is going on, and they will be like, "Oh, how you do this or how you do that? What is DOS? What is this? How is this used?" Right? No one would know.
Interesting.
So in those 2 hours, 5 exams for me, which was shitty, because
that sounds really shitty. If nobody else is doing exams, you're just the only one.
That reminds me of one thing. In university, like 5 or 4 years ago, 34, 5, I don't know how many, university.
16.
I don't know, 16 years ago. So what happened was I had a teacher who would teach you about technology. And I know about fucking computers, right? Keyboards, like shit, monitors, whatever the fuck, right? So I spoke to her for 40 minutes one time in one exam, and everybody hated teacher. Everybody hated this teacher because she would tell you, "Oh, you gotta do this, oh, you gotta do that," and they were like basic stuff, like writing in Word, making sure that your characters are 11 or whatever fuck it is that you have to write in Word, putting the ellipses or whatever fuck. I don't know. There was a lot of stuff in Word. I don't remember now, but I can easily do it if I remember right. So what happened? Right, everyone hated this person, and someone also made a PowerPoint on their phone, and she got really upset at it because it was like, how do I read this? It's on the phone. Like, you have to do it on a laptop, right? Imagine trying to expose, like, to talk about a PowerPoint on a phone for 40 kids. Imagine, Ruuppa. Okay.
Yeah, that's something special.
And then she got angry. And everyone was like, why? Why did you get angry at her? It's like, it makes sense to me. It's a fucking phone. What the fuck? So we spoke, her and I, for 40 minutes in an exam. And I spoke some bullshit. That made sense to her. And they made sense to people. But it was bullshit because it wasn't real shit, right? I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and just talk about technology, right? And stuff like that. Because I can talk about stuff that I don't know. And it's gonna look like I do, right? I do feel hunger, right? So I can talk about shit, right? By default, I can talk about anything and people can understand. Okay.
Yeah. How it is like a fake it till you make it, you know?
Yeah. Like, try to make it fake, you can. Yeah. Alright, so we spoke. Then a week later went by of Golden Week, whatever fuck it's called. I don't know what it's called here. You don't have a class for like a week. What happens then is that she tells me that because of my behavior of knowing too much about this subject and how I express myself to her, that I could, whenever I wanted, to be present or absent from the class, and I will still be present. So I can go in the class, I can go outside, hang out with my friends for the whole 2 hours to 3 hours that we had with her, and I could just hang out with my friends outside and decide to come in and do whatever I wanted. Because I already passed the class pretty much.
Yeah.
I could come or not.
So,
yeah.
So you are such a technological genius that you just pass the class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But imagine one thing, right? Everybody hated this person, and she loved me. Imagine that power that I had.
Oh no.
Yeah. I had the
That's a weird
strength
kind of power.
to be like, hey, this granny, it's not that bad. She's amazing. And we were like, oh, you like her? I was like, yeah. She likes me. I like her.
Oh, I had a similar thing with a history teacher, but that's a different matter.
You can tell it if you fits.
Yeah, okay, so back in high school, I think, we had a history teacher who was very strict. Like, probably the strictest teacher in the school. If you're late from class, the door is closed. You can't go into class.
You can go into class.
Sure, okay. Everybody hated her. And I was like, I don't know, she's a good teacher. She teaches good. And she answers questions. I don't really care about the late from class thing. I don't know. But everyone else thought that she was really, really annoying and strict, and they were angry at her. And I was like, no, she's pretty okay. It was weird. It was weird. Being the only kid in the class who liked her. See?
But I never got that part of like you cannot come into class when you're late, because you're talking about like high school, university, primary school.
This was high school.
That's weird because
it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't even like hard and fast rule, because I came in late. I knocked on the door. She opened it and she said, "Do you want to come in? You're late." And I said, "Yes, I would like to come in." And you just let in.
Did you communicate previously? Knowing like
no, I just said that I'm sorry I'm late. I needed to do a thing, and that's why I'm late. Okay, fine, come in.
So what happened when Argentina has this thing, or where I live at least, I don't even know if Argentina. But what happens is that if you arrive late, you can arrive whenever you want. You can leave whenever you want. Your teacher decides how to grade you. That doesn't matter, right? But the thing about it is that we have to respect those who arrive late, because almost everybody has stuff to do, and we can never account to the situation because of it. But okay. They cannot say to you that you are, late and you're gonna get a lower grade or whatever the fuck. They cannot say that to you. But they will tell you that you don't know about a specific topic, and they will tell you to study more of this or take notes from your friends, but they cannot tell you anything other than that.
Yeah. It was kind of similar, like if you were late from class and you couldn't go to class, you weren't penalized. You just didn't learn the stuff, so you didn't do well.
Yeah. Which really sucks, because one of the things in my university that happens right now and then is we don't get to learn anything. The teacher likes to just talk shit. Usually the teachers like to just talk dumb shit for like 2 hours about whatever.
Oh, in university lectures?
Yeah, they never move onwards.
Yep.
I don't know why. And I'm like, I'm thinking usually it's like you have like a whole year to try to teach me this.
Yeah.
And man,
it just feels like such a waste of time sometimes to be on those lectures because there's nothing. It's just a nothing burger.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah. I think when I was going into university, the lectures that gave me the most amount of stuff were math lectures. Because they put like all the things on the board and they calculated through the whole process and how it went. So it really like, this is how you literally do it. Here's the formula, here is how you calculate it, and it was super boring, but very useful.
Yeah, but it will be to the point, right?
Yeah, and then sometimes you have a lecture which is like, here is the historical consequences of the revolution of 1975 in a programming course. And you're like, what is this? Why am I here?
God damn it. I don't know. I love teachers like the teaching math because of that one teacher I told you. Just to the point, not even speaking. If you want to know more, just talk to the teacher. That's it. I love it.
I have a horror story about that from when I was in high school or was it college. I went to ask a teacher. The teacher said, if you have any questions, come ask me. And I'm like, huh, okay. Well, I'm not really sure about this thing, and I go up to him, and he's doing something on the computer while everybody's doing work on the other computers. And I say, about this thing, can I ask about how this is done, and did you mean this? Don't ask stupid questions. Okay, I'm gonna go over there. And I never interacted with that teacher again.
Wow.
Yeah. That was emotionally scarring.
Yeah, the people like that exist. I hate that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear. A horror story, by the way. I expected more horror, but it's fine.
Oh, it gives me chills thinking about it. Holy crap.
Alright. You wanna move on to another question? Or do you have another story?
Yes, let us move forward. Let us, the first question done. The next question.
Yeah.
Just tell me when it's good. Okay, so moving on to the next question. This is about your streaming. When did you start streaming or creating content for the internet?
So hopefully I don't get in trouble, right? So one thing that happened was when I was 13 years old, I watched a lot of YouTubers that would play very difficult games, such as I wanna be the guy, I wanna be the Boshi, I wanna kill the guy.
Is great.
Right? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I watched too much of a YouTuber from Chile called Bardock1. Some people know him from Argentina, maybe.
The name sounds familiar, but
he's just
I'm
a
not
Spanish
sure
YouTuber. You would not know.
But the Bardock sounds familiar for some reason.
I
don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, he used to be very famous at one point. Let's say that. And I wanted to be kind of like him, so I copied his speech. I copied his games that he played. I made my own YouTube channel when I was 13, which it is allowed, I think, right now, but it wasn't allowed before, right? I think you had to have 18 years old to make a YouTube channel, I think. I think the age restriction thing,
it wasn't verified.
It
Back
was
in the
weird.
day.
I don't know, but I remember
Yeah.
having to make a YouTube account and having to tell like a different age or whatever. Which I'm not even using that account anymore, to be honest. I have no idea.
Mm.
Oh, you're talking about that Bardock? No. It's a different one, completely different one. Sorry. But yeah. So like I'm not using that account because one thing that happened a lot to anybody who stream was, or I make videos, was that you would get copyrights. So I got 2 flags on that YouTube channel and I had to drop it.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, because I was a teenager, you know about thing, right? Copyright.
You
What the
can't
fuck
do
is
that as
that?
a teenager. It's bad.
yeah.
Horrible.
So 2 flags, and I decided to make a new account when I was like at the right age, and I continued making videos. At that point, I was okay with the age, so like I was like, okay, so YouTube allows me to do this. I'm gonna start again from zero. Made dumb videos and kind of tried my best, but in the end, I decided to just drop it because it wasn't going anywhere. And I only had like 430 subs. That's like nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
So I just decided to just relax. I mean, like, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and make videos for my university whenever I have to. So because of my editing skills that I had been learning when I was 13 years old onwards, I made YouTube videos for my university and YouTube videos for my friends who would ask me, like classmates, to get a grade, right? So I was having fun doing that. And then I don't know, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try again. And I tried again with Fear and Hunger. And it worked. Yeah.
And it worked.
I had to unleash every single one of my previous videos because they were not to the point of like the quality, right? So it's just,
Yeah, I think for a lot of people who started, with streaming like Fear and Hunger or creating videos for Fear and Hunger, it was like a big break because it was like kind of a lightning in a bottle situation because it's a completely unknown game, but it somehow hit right in that spot that makes it super interesting,
You can actually do that with a lot of games, to be honest.
You can.
You see that they're slowly growing, right?
But it mostly applies to like indie games that aren't like known. Like if you start with like an AAA title,
Yeah, of
it's
course.
like
yeah,
much more difficult.
of course. But like,
Yeah.
that happened to me with a lot of games, honestly. That happened to me with Identity 5, Outbreak, stuff like that. Like, not even indie, like Resurrection games, kind of like that, where you get abused because people don't even know about the game, and they slowly
Oh yeah,
get into it.
like these obscure niche titles. You mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like more than likely, if I run right now 100% Orange Juice and start streaming it, people will jump into it because no one streams that, but people know that it's a classic that they like.
It's very interesting. I assume it's like super interesting to introduce people to these games that they might not even ever have heard about.
Yeah, that's how I met one of the few content creators I found. Like, for example, I met Wayne with Fear and Hunger, Willy with Fear and Hunger. I met somebody else, I don't know what it was, playing Pizza Tower. I don't know who it was now, but I remember that I met them with Pizza Tower, which I didn't have any interest in Pizza Tower, but just watching them, just how they reacted was really fun. So I continue following from them, right?
Yeah.
Like, you get stumbled into this kind of stuff and it's fun. I would say that it's really fun whenever you can find a game that is like that you like it and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna cover this because why not? And you can have your own community, but there's a lot of people who try to stream like League of Legends, right? Valorant. That's not gonna work. That's gonna need a lot of. You need to have recognition. A lot of recognition, like going to tournaments,
because
stuff like that. Videos.
Yeah, because there's so many big names already streaming those. So if you try to start with that, you're most likely going to be like lost in the noise.
Yeah.
Because there's so many of that. But if you find one of these things that nobody else is playing, but you find it super interesting, there might be other people who are looking for just that stuff.
It do be like that, and also helps that one thing that I told a streamer friend, which is that in Twitch you can just go ahead to Twitch right now, and you go to categories. You type, for example, Fear and Hunger, you're gonna see every single one of the people who are streaming Fear and Hunger. Like all of them. YouTube doesn't have that, so it's really useful for Twitch to allow you to just be found so easily because of it, right?
Yep. That is one of the major benefits of Twitch.
Yeah. All right. Next question, I think.
Also, are you sure you want to date yourself by saying 13 instead of saying when I was underage?
What do you mean?
Because people can do the math and find out your age. So.
I'm 27.
Oh, then it doesn't matter.
I mean, I don't care about my age. Would it matter for people to know my age?
No, but some people are like that. So just checking.
Nah, like, I
don't know,
have my
Raccoon.
age everywhere. Like, it doesn't matter.
Holy shit, you have your age everywhere?
I believe so. And my name also is almost everywhere. So.
Wait, did you say that you're 47?
No. Oh, we're not.
Surely not 37.
Nope.
27?
27, yeah. 27, yeah.
Raccoon. As the senior by 10 years. Yay.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm the old man.
Oh, yeah, you're right. How old are you again?
Yeah, you forgot. I'm almost 40.
Ah,
Raccoon?
yeah, you're right.
Nope.
Nope.
But anyway.
Nope.
Moving forward.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yes. So, the next question is, Raccoon, this is about something that is very important to me and the listeners. Coffee or tea? Or other?
So I have to tell you that I don't really have an effect on coffee. There's people who are like, oh, coffee just wakes you up. Oh, coffee does this, does that. It never causes anything to me other than just probably making me sleepy, kinda, maybe. But that's it.
Oh.
Like not even that. It's like I don't have any need for coffee as some people do. And tea is just the good thing about tea is that in coffee you gotta sugar the coffee, like 30 spoons of sugar on the coffee, and then it tastes good. I don't like coffee because I need to use sugar, so I prefer to just use tea without nothing.
Not even milk.
Yeah, just that. It feels a lot
dark,
more
bitter
clean.
tea.
Yeah, it's just water with some colors and that's it. And I like it. I prefer it
Water
that
with
way.
some colors.
Yeah,
I think
I
the
prefer
British
it that
people are gonna
way.
hate you. Water with color.
Not the color, exactly. The best tea. Can you give me some water? Oh, yeah.
I'll give me some water.
Yeah.
A bottle of water.
Oh.
And as a Finnish person, I like coffee, but I also like tea. If I had to pick one of them, I'd probably pick tea. I drink coffee to get me through the day, but I think tea because I like its taste.
Well, I gotta say though, like there's some places that have like tea that tastes really. Wait, sorry, tea? No, not tea. I haven't seen a single one with it. Coffee that smells really good and tastes really good.
Oh yes.
And you can just not ignore it, right? At times, but that is anything, I think. So in that point, I can just say whatever. But I'm not gonna go my way to get coffee, right?
Yeah, I like roasted coffee, freshly ground roasted coffee smells like angelic. Like, it's perfect. It's great.
It's really
makes
good.
you feel good.
But if I have to tell you, like the best drink that I want to always have is orange juice.
I mean, you play that video game all the time, so we know this.
It's relaxing, and you can play while playing orange juice. I mean, well, you can drink
you
while
can
playing.
drink orange juice
Yeah.
while playing orange juice.
It's really good. It's beautiful.
I need to get that game.
Beautiful.
Oh,
You know that right now it is on sale, I think.
is it on sale?
No, I don't think so.
You lied to me
Yes,
on my
I
wedding
did.
day.
Oh! Sorry, give me a second.
It's
What's
not
the
very
window?
expensive though, so I'll probably get it at some point. Speaking of actually something else, are you and damn it, Win-Win? Are you and Win-Win Robin still doing the pathologic playthrough?
Ah,
I caught a good glimpse of that.
yeah, we are. It's just something happened.
Okay.
I didn't make a post about it, but I've been using a power supply without protection this whole time, this whole year even. And I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
The explosion that you had with the storms.
Yeah,
Well, not
that
the explosion.
doesn't cause my computer to turn off. And my brother computer behind me was like, every single time. I was like, oh, what's going on? And
Oh yeah,
I
surge
was like, haha,
protection. Holy
Exceed.
shit.
My computer is better than yours because mine doesn't turn off. No, it's his computer has the protection. Mine doesn't. So I've been living through this computer for a year without it dying. So right now I have fire protection. So now it turns off. I gotta wait
Hell
until the weather and the whatever the fucks of Argentina works better before I can stream again.
The super weather of Argentina killing your computer. Holy damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really demoralizing to hear that happened to you. Sheesh.
I mean, we've been waiting for Robin for like fucking what, 7 months since she asked me to do the pathologic. So she can wait 1 more month, I think.
Yeah, like you've done it once, I think now.
Yeah, only once. It was received well by the community somehow.
Yeah, I was on that stream. It was funny. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that because pathologic is very fun.
Yes.
But moving forward again.
Yeah.
The next question, Raccoon.
Uh-huh.
Now my mind is just going to Dragon Ball, Raccoon, Bardock, Vegeta.
Uh-huh.
But next question.
Yeah, next question.
Mouse and keyboard or a controller in a first-person game?
It depends because there's a relaxing feeling of being like, I want to just play this walking simulator again without having to move my hands ahead and just having them on my lap, right?
Yeah, I kind of like. I should have put first-person shooter games rather than first-person games. But
Well, if you play a first-person shooter game with a controller, well, I don't know what to say.
I know a person who does it, and
I
they're
know a lot of
very
people who
good
does it.
with
Yeah, they know about it.
Yeah.
They know what I think.
Yeah.
Don't know
It's
what
weird.
it is.
It's weird. I don't know. I every time I have a choice, I choose mouse and keyboard.
Same here. I hate it, but sometimes I like it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have to think about it because I don't know. I prefer having all the buttons on my controller, but I hate first-person shooter with a controller. So yeah.
Yeah. A first-person shooter with controller, that would break me. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's still. I still find it weird that you play Fear and Hunger with a controller, because for me it just feels weird when I try to play it with a controller.
It's just an RPG Maker game. Like you can play a controller
Yeah, but
easily.
I'm so used to the mouse and keyboard, so like it's weird otherwise.
I feel right now.
Anyway, so that was a simple question. Next question. This is important, especially for all of your Finnish fans. Have you ever been in a sauna?
No, I'm not.
Would you like to be in a sauna?
I don't know what a sauna is like, so I have no idea.
Okay, let me explain sauna. First, you go to a room, okay? There might be other people in this room. You strip naked,
No,
completely naked.
never mind.
No. Just listen to this. This is an important explanation of the sauna culture in Finland. In this room, you strip naked. Okay. You take a small towel with you. Okay. And then you go take a shower. There's a big shower room. You take a shower. You wash yourself clean. Okay. After you're done that, you open the door to the sauna room. The sauna room is usually a room that is made out of planks, and there is a miniature furnace in one of the corners. And the room is extremely hot, about 70 Celsius to 90 Celsius. You go inside, you close the door, and you sit on the top shelf. There's multiple benches that rise up to the ceiling. You sit as high as you can.
Yeah.
And you put the towel beneath you, so you don't sit on the planks themselves. Okay. Then you sit there in the 90 Celsius heat. Okay.
Yeah.
You sit there for a bit. And then you take a bucket full of water. It needs to be relatively warm water, not ice cold water. And then you dip in with a ladle into the water bucket. And then you throw that water onto the furnace. Because on the furnace, which is called Kiwas, there are rocks piled on top of it. And it's super hot. And when the water hits the stones, the heat instantly boils the water away and it turns into steam. Hot steam in the 90 Celsius room. And now you are pelted with this hot steam that circles around the room. And you sweat there. In the 90 Celsius room. Then you repeat this. Water onto the furnace, hot steam, until you can't take it anymore. Then you walk outside, because you know there's a room to the outside.
Yeah.
You walk outside, and you are in the middle of a forest, but there is a lake. You run up to the lake, and you jump in. And after that, you crack a cold beer and relax.
I don't know. Sounds like too much.
No, too much would be if you were doing this in the winter time, because people do that as well.
I mean, I don't know.
So you have to. In the winter time, you have to make a hole in the ice before you can go swimming.
Damn. But it's just weird that you. Why would you do this? I don't get it.
Because it is healthy.
Is
The
it?
sauna is very healthy. Yes, it stimulates. The heat in the sauna stimulates your circulation. It's extremely healthy for you. And also, well, you get really clean.
Well, yeah, I thought that was like a sacrificial thing.
Sacrificial thing.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, but that is something I heartily recommend to everyone. Finnish traditions.
So I get to do it at some point in the near future, I guess, maybe. The sauna
Yes,
shit.
you should do it. You should do it.
It's scary, honestly.
But-
It sounds very scary.
It is not as scary as that. It's fine. It's relaxing, and after the sauna, you basically are completely falling asleep because it relaxes you so much.
You sleep in the water.
I mean,
You-
don't
you
go
drown,
sleep
I
in the
guess.
lake. Don't drown. Please don't drown. We have enough drowning deaths during our Juhannus days, so don't drown.
It sounds very scary, to be honest. But I mean, I would love to know more at some point, more likely.
You ever come to Finland? I'll show you the ropes.
Alright. Sounds like a plan, maybe. Scared.
It is a bit strange, but I'm sure Argentina has something like this, like something that sounds strange to people who don't know it, right?
Thinking. More likely, yeah.
More than likely, yeah.
There should be a few.
Yes. A few?
Yeah.
Damn.
I cannot think of any, but there should be a few. That's what I'm gonna say.
Now you're making the Finland sound like it's a crazy country.
Makes sense.
I mean, you could go swimming in the -2 Celsius water if you want. It's fine.
I will try a lot of things when we meet someday. Don't worry.
Yes. Yes.
Let's
Sauna is
see
good.
Anyway, was that the last question that you had?
That was the last question.
Alright. Thank you so much for having me, Ruuppa. I was really I had a lot of fun with this podcast. I think it will be probably 3 hours of podcast that we have.
Holy shit. Wait, you're not going to cut it? Oh no.
Like it's gonna be like a, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be edited a bit, but yeah.
We are going to make another podcast in the near future. Maybe Ruuppa might be coming, maybe another friend will be coming, have no idea. But thank you so much for being here. Do you have anything to share before we end the episode?
I would like to share my coffee with everyone, but I don't want to pour it on my computer, so I'll just drink it myself.
All right. Okay, thank you, Ruuppa. God damn it. Make sure to like the video and subscribe, by the way, guys, and I'll see you
Ding that
next
bell!
one. Drink that bell as well. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, as they say.